Hey friends, in this video we will see how we can enable Microsoft BitLocker through group policy from domain controller. So we have currently two systems. One is the domain controller or domain. This is info.alias.local, and this is the client computer, and this client computer is the member of this domain. So we will divide this BitLocker management through group policy into three segments, and this is the first segment where I will just create a group policy and will assign this group policy to a specific organizational unit. So any machines which will come inside that organizational unit, so the policy will be applied. Even we will also see what are the settings that needs to be configured for the BitLocker encryptions on the client machine. And in the next step we will see how we can enable the BitLocker drive encryption on domain controller, so we can just view the recovery keys for the encrypted machines through the group policy. So and in the third one is the BitLocker key verification on computer properties and shared drive locations, because in the group policy you have multiple options to storing the key. One is the you can store the key on the shared path, as well as also you can store the keys on the computer properties inside the Active Directory user snap-in. So for viewing the BitLocker recovery key on the Active Directory users computer snap-in, so you need to install the BitLocker drive encryption on domain controller. So it will create a attribute on the computer properties. So first we will see from the group policy. So we will create a group policy via clicking on the start and run. Here I will type gpmc.msc. This command will help us to move inside the group policy management console. Here there is a tab. This is info.alias.local. This is a root domain, and this is a group policy object. In the group policy objects container, just maintain the all existing group policy, as well as also you can create and modify the existing policy as well. So we will just create a new policy. This is new BitLocker MGMT. So this is the group policy name which I am just going to assign. So you can just assign the group policy name as per your requirement. Now I'm going to click on OK. So this policy is also coming along with this all existing group policy. This is the BitLocker MGMT. Now I need to just go on the edit. In the edit, because Microsoft BitLocker is the part of computer configuration, so we need to just explore the computer configuration policy, and we'll go on the administrative templates and Windows components. In the Windows components we can see this is the BitLocker drive encryption option is there. So we need to just click over here, and once I click, so there are some other settings, including fixed data drives, operating system drives, removable data drives, and some policies are there. So we will just check these all policy. So first we'll see store BitLocker recovery information in Active Directory domain services. So this policy is just telling you can store the BitLocker recovery key information in Active Directory domain services. So I'm just enabling it and clicking on the apply, and here you can just specify the comment, so it will be easier for your team to cross check the policy, what are the policy and who has just applied. So this all can be commented inside the comment box. I'm just leaving it blank and going to click on OK. Choose default folder for recovery password. So here just you are specifying the shared drive path where you want to store the key. So this is a UNC path that you need to just specify, because we have already created a UNC folder in the C drive, but I always recommend you to use the shared drive path, that is something D or some other locations or network shared path. And I always recommend you to don't create a shared folder inside the Windows operating system, because if your operating system gonna down or this drive gonna down, so all the data will be also wiped out. So because we are just checking this in the lab environment, so we have only one single drive option, so we are just using C drive for a shared folder where recovery key will be stored. So this folder I have already created, so I will use this folder as a shared path inside the group policy for storing the key. So this is the path. I need to just verify the host name and namespace of this server. So and I'm just going to check the host name. This is the DCSRV01 and DCSRV01 BitLocker. This folder having another machine's BitLocker recovery key, so I'm just leaving it. Now I'm just copying this shared path and I will put it inside this policy, so it will store the recovery key here. And now I need to click on the apply OK, and we have three options: fixed data drives, operating system drives, removable data drives. So fixed drive is like if you have SSD and SSD in your laptop, so this is a mixed hard drive, and your operating system is installed inside the system inside the SSD, and you are using the SSD for data storing purpose. So you can segregate this drive into fixed data drives and operating system drives. And this is USB mass storage. If you want to encrypt the mass storage through the BitLocker, so you can configure the policy related with the removable data drive options. So currently we will see for the operating system drives where we will start the encryption. So I'm just putting it operating system, and we'll see require additional authentication at startup, and I need to just enable it, because if your device is not compatible with TPM, so you need to just select this options, then only it will start the encryption for a machine where TPM is not compatible. So now I'm going to click on apply and OK, and enable use of BitLocker authentication requiring pre-boot keyboard in input or select, and I will leave it, and choose how BitLocker protected operating system drive can be recovered. So I will just select this option, so it is just telling the how your BitLocker protected operating system will be recovered. So I'm just selecting this option, allow data recovery agent, and save BitLocker recovery key informations to ADDS for operating system recovery. Now do not enable BitLocker until recovery information is stored to Active Directory DS for operating system drive. So if your BitLocker key is not stored inside the Active Directory DS, so it will not start the BitLocker for the recovery information. So I'm just going to click on apply and OK, and next option is allow device, and allow secure boot for integrity validations. I'm just leaving it. Enable use of BitLocker authentications, I'm just leaving it as well. Now you are just enforcing the end user to encrypt the select the encryption type, and here I'm going to click on enable. So you have three options. First is the allow user to choose, and next is the full encryption, and third one is the used space only encryption. So I will select used space only encryption. Suppose if you have 500 GB of hard drive, and you have used only 130 GB of of the hard drive. So it will encrypt only the used space. It means 130 GB of your 500 hard drive. Now today it is 130 GB and you have encrypted your hard drive through the Microsoft BitLocker. Now on the next day your data has been consumed 140 GB. It means 130 is previously you were using, which is already encrypted. Now you have added 10 more GB on your operating system drive. So it will again start the encryptions for the next 10 GB. So use space only encryptions help you to make the encryption faster, and if you are using the full disk encryption, so it will encrypt the complete machine only when you have initiated the encryption. So I'm just going to select used space only encryption and going to do apply and OK. So these three options which we have selected over here. Now I'm just going to close this group policy. Not going to close because I need to assign this group policy to a specific organizational unit. So the policy will be applied accordingly. So I'm going to minimize it and I will go on the Active Directory users and computers snap-in, where I will create a organizational unit. And this is the Active Directory users computer snap-in, and here I will create a new organizational unit. This the name of the OU is BitLocker MGMT, and this is something like it will prevent to delete accidentally deletion, and BitLocker MGMT is there. And now the policy part, policy is like will be applied on this OU. So we'll go on the group policy management console again, and I will see if policy can be applied to this organizational unit. So we'll go on the OU and link an existing GPO, because we have already created the GPO, so we can use the existing one. And I will click on the OK. So the policy has been applied. Now on the next part, what we need to do, we need to enable the BitLocker drive encryption on the domain controller. So for that we need to go on the server manager, and this is the server manager. Now I will go on the manage, or here you can add roles and features as well. Now click on the next. This is the local server, so I am just going to select local server. Now next, and this is the BitLocker drive encryption. So we need to, if it is already installed, so nobody. So and if you don't have installed, so you need to just select it and you can install this specific part, BitLocker drive encryption. And I'm going to click on the cancel, and because this is already installed, now I will just move the machine inside this organizational unit where we have applied the policy for BitLocker. So we'll go on the computer. In the computer tab, I need to just move the machine inside this OU, and this is BitLocker MGMT. This is the organizational unit. Now I will go on this machine where we have applied the policy. So this is the machine. The host name of this machine is, we need to just verify it, host name. This is the host name. Now this is fine. We need to run the GP update, and GP update force we need to wait for the policy updations on the client machine. Now you can see the policy has been updated. Computer and user configuration will go on the start button and we'll go on the control for enabling the BitLocker. This is the BitLocker drive encryption option. Currently it is off, so we need to just turn it on, and it is just verifying your PC for the requirement, and choose how to unlock your drive at startup. You can just put the password over here. So this password will be like a pre-boot option, and if you will forget it, so just you can recover it through the you can just log in through the recovery key, and you can again reset the password from the control panel and BitLocker drive encryption option. So now there are the three options: save to a USB flash drive, second is the save to a file, print the recovery key. So I'm going to click on the save to a file, and this will just save the file on the shared drive which we have specified while creating and configuring the group policy, and we need to wait. So I'm just going to click on the save to a file, and see this is going to be saved on the shared path which we have specified while configuring the group policy. So I'm going to click on the save and clicking on the next, and when I click on the next, so I am getting two options: new encryption mode and compatible mode. So in the Windows 10 introduce a new disk encryption mode, that is XTS AES. This mode provides additional integrity support, and so I'm going to just select the compatible mode, because if you just want to move the hard drive from one device to another, so you need to select the compatible mode, and I'm going to click on the next. Run BitLocker system check. It will just check the check the system for just ensuring the BitLocker can read the recovery and encryption key correctly before encrypting the drive. So BitLocker will restart your computer before encrypting, and I'm going to click on the continue. So it will just reboot over here. After rebooting, it is just prompting for the password. If you have forget the password, so just press the insert key to see the password as you type. So now because I haven't forget, so I'm just entering the password over here, and after entering the password, it has just rebooted. So because this is just testing the system for the recovery key, but after encrypting of the device, you need to put the password whenever you will reboot, or you will restart the system or shut down the system, and you are going to powering on the system. So I'm going to click on the user credential over here, and it has just start the encryption in the control panel. Now I will go on the control panel again, and typing control, and this is the BitLocker drive encryption, and it is just encrypting the device on the C drive, because we have just selected only the operating system drive. But if you have some other drive or some D drive or E drive as a fixed data drive, so it will also prompt for the encryptions if you have configured inside the policy. In fact, you can see the removable data drive is also visible, because we are not going to encrypt the removable data drive, we are only encrypting the BitLocker. So once your BitLocker encryptions will be finished, so you need to just restart the machine, and you need to use the password which you have configured while configuring the BitLocker, enabling the BitLocker on the control panel, and you need to also cross verify if you have saved the key on the shared location and active directory. So you need to go on the shared path as well as on the active directory. So this is the machine which we are going to encrypting So we need to just refresh it, and we'll see if BitLocker key is there on the PC. So I need to click on the PC and see, this is a new tab that is BitLocker Recovery. So in the BitLocker Recovery, we can see these all are the various keys are visible. So these all are the keys which we previously encrypted this machine. So all key will be available. So you need to just check through the date and time and password ID. So currently the new key which is not coming over here because system is already in progress to encrypt. So we need to wait over here. So once it will be encrypted, the key will be also visible over here with the new timestamp. So we need to wait for the encrypting of the device. So the BitLocker is on, and we need to just verify the key over the Active Directory. So we'll go on the Active Directory again, and we'll close this Active Directory user snap-in, and we'll check it again. mdsc.msc, this is a command which I use to access the Active Directory users and computers. And we'll go on the PC in the BitLocker key, and this is the BitLocker key which we have initiated, and we need to cross check on the shared drive as well. So this is the right key which we have configured. This is the key as per the timeline. You can see 12:20, and this key has been created at 12:12, and the same key is also there. So when you have configured shared drive recovery management as well as Active Directory for the BitLocker recovery management, so you need to just cross check the recovery key. It should be similar as what we are checking on the Active Directory BitLocker properties. So this is the key which we have created. Now I'm just going to cross check this key. I will go on the machine, and this is 6A9CC, and last one is the DDD. So this key is matching with each other. So this is perfectly enabled the BitLocker on the client machine through the group policy, and you can use this key to recover the machine in case of any disaster on your client machine, or if you are just changing the motherboard or hard drive to another machine. So you can use this recovery key to recover the data from the encrypted machines. So in the next video we will see some other topic, and thank you for watching this BitLocker management through the group policy and also on the client machines how we have encrypted. Thank you.